Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you're 78 years old, standing by your window, trying to reach for a cup of tea on the counter, but your knees tremble. And you almost fall. Not because of age. Not because you're weak-willed, but because the muscles in your legs, silently and steadily, have been breaking down for years without you even noticing. Welcome to the reality of aging. But here's the twist. What if I told you this decline isn't inevitable? What if I told you that by simply eating 3 specific foods consistently, you could regain the strength in your legs, reduce your fall risk, and even increase your walking speed? Yes, your diet, more than your age, might be the deciding factor between mobility and a walker, between independence and needing help. In today's episode on Daily Elder Advice, we dive deep into the science and stories behind the foods that hold the key to your leg strength. You'll hear from real seniors who turned their lives around with these habits. And you'll leave not just informed, but empowered. If this topic touches your heart, or your knees, please subscribe to this channel. Your support motivates us to continue sharing life-changing advice for those of us over 60. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Invisible Thief. How muscle loss sneaks up on you. It doesn't happen overnight. There's no warning sign, no loud alarm. One day, you simply notice you're taking longer to get out of bed. A few weeks later, standing after a long meal feels like lifting bricks. Then comes the hesitation at the stairs, the shortness of breath on a short walk, the invisible hand pulling you downward. This isn't just old age. It's a biological process known as sarcopenia, the gradual, silent loss of muscle mass and strength that accelerates after the age of 60. But here's what they don't tell you. Your legs are the first to go. Why? Because they carry you. Every step, every lift, every stair, your legs take the burden. And as your muscle fibers begin to shrink, so does your independence. But muscle loss is not a death sentence. It is a warning, and warnings can be answered. Modern research is clear. With the right foods, the right habits, and the right mindset, muscle atrophy can be slowed, stopped, and even reversed. Your muscles are like a retirement fund. You don't lose it all at once. But without steady deposits of nutrition and care, you run empty. And yet, this truth is still hidden from many seniors who believe weakness is just part of getting old. It's not. Real-life story: Eleanor's comeback at 79. Eleanor Hudson from Oregon used to be a ballroom dancer. Graceful, strong, lively, but by 77, she could barely walk to her mailbox. The joy in her steps was replaced with fear of falling, fear of pain, fear of becoming a burden. She had already fallen once in the grocery store, just reaching for a can of tomatoes. That night, sitting on her couch with an ice pack on her ankle, she whispered, "I don't want to disappear like this." Her grandson, a medical student, told her about sarcopenia and how nutrition plays a critical role. Together, they created a daily food plan, adding walnuts, Greek yogurt, beans, and a little walk every morning. By month 3, Eleanor could go up 3 steps without holding the rail. By month 5, she joined her community's slow walking group. And by the next spring, she danced, slowly, yes, but with tears of joy in her eyes at her granddaughter's wedding. Eleanor says, "I realized it wasn't about being young again. It was about not giving up the pieces of life that made me feel alive." Let me be clear. Losing strength in your legs is not just about your ability to walk, it's about your freedom. It's your ability to go where you want, see who you love, and live how you choose. If there's one thing I've learned from decades of working with older adults, it's this: the fight for strength is a fight for dignity. And that fight doesn't need fancy gyms or expensive pills. It begins on your plate. With what you choose to eat today. Don't wait until you need a cane. Don't wait until the stairs become a wall. You have the power, right now, to change your trajectory. Let this be your moment of awakening, not of fear, but of possibility. Because after 60, the goal isn't just to live long, it's to live strong. Chapter 2. Bananas, the electrolyte-rich fruit that prevents cramps and fatigue. It's one of the most familiar fruits in the world. But don't let that simplicity fool you. Bananas are a quiet powerhouse for anyone looking to maintain strong, active legs after 60. Behind that yellow peel lies a natural blend of nutrients that can ease muscle cramps, boost energy, and improve coordination. If your legs feel heavy, shaky, or tight, the answer might be growing on a tree. Let's begin with potassium, the superstar mineral in bananas. Potassium regulates fluid balance, nerve function, and muscle contractions. A deficiency doesn't announce itself with flashing lights, but your body knows. You'll feel it in leg cramps, fatigue, or that odd sense of dead weight in your lower body. Many seniors are unknowingly potassium deficient, not because they don't eat enough food, but because of medications like diuretics or blood pressure drugs that cause potassium loss. Bananas offer a natural, quick way to restore that balance, without needing supplements. Next, consider magnesium, another key player found in bananas. It works alongside potassium to allow muscles to contract and relax smoothly. Without it, you may experience spasms, twitching, or waking up at night with leg stiffness that makes walking feel awkward or even unsafe. Together, potassium and magnesium form an electrolyte duo, ensuring that every step you take feels stable, strong, and supported. But bananas don't stop there. They're also a source of natural carbohydrates, which your body turns into usable energy. Unlike sugary snacks that spike and crash your blood sugar, bananas provide a slow and steady release, the perfect pre-walk or midday pick-me-up for seniors who need fuel without fatigue. Let's paint a picture. You're heading out for a walk with friends. 20 minutes in, your legs feel tired, not sore, just drained. You feel like sitting, even though your heart wants to keep going. That sensation? It's not age, it's energy management, and bananas can help stabilize it. Bananas are also rich in vitamin B6, which supports red blood cell formation and oxygen transport. That means more oxygen gets to your leg muscles during activity, reducing the risk of fatigue and improving endurance. And here's something else to appreciate. Bananas are easy on digestion. For seniors who deal with acid reflux, indigestion, or sensitive stomachs, bananas are gentle and nourishing. Unlike some high-fiber foods that cause bloating, bananas provide energy without discomfort, making them an ideal daily addition. The next time you pass a banana, don't just see a snack. See a tool, a gentle, natural way to fuel your muscles, protect your nerves, and restore your energy. It's affordable, it's portable, and it's designed by nature to be exactly what your legs need when they feel tired, crampy, or slow. Sometimes, strength isn't about doing more, it's about doing the small things consistently. Like eating a banana before your morning walk, or adding it to your yogurt bowl for breakfast. Because leg strength isn't built in a day. It's built in moments, in bites, in choices. Chapter 3: Salmon, the anti-inflammatory superfood for leg strength. Let's set the scene. It's dinner time. And on your plate lies a tender, pink fillet of salmon. Delicious? Absolutely. But behind that satisfying taste is something far more powerful, a muscle-saving medicine from the sea. Salmon isn't just a healthy food. It's a biological tool for preserving leg strength as we age. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, high-quality protein, vitamin D and B vitamins, this fish fights the most silent enemies of mobility, inflammation, muscle breakdown, and bone thinning. Let's start with omega-3s, the inflammation-fighting heroes. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside aging muscles. It wears them down, makes recovery harder, and amplifies soreness. Salmon's omega-3s act like fire extinguishers, cooling inflammation and helping your muscles repair faster and hurt less. Then there's protein, but not just any protein. Salmon contains all essential amino acids, making it a complete protein, ideal for rebuilding muscle tissue. After age 60, your body's ability to repair and generate new muscle declines. Without enough protein, even mild activity can result in loss of strength. Salmon helps fill that critical gap. Now consider vitamin D. Many older adults are deficient in this vital nutrient because they spend less time in direct sunlight. But vitamin D is the foundation for strong bones, which are the scaffolding that support your legs. Weak bones mean weak posture, increased fall risk, and joint pain. Salmon helps restore that strength from the inside out. And what about B12? This vitamin is essential for nerve signaling and red blood cell production. Weak legs don't always mean weak muscles. Sometimes it's the nervous system that's failing. B12 ensures your brain can communicate clearly with your legs, keeping every step responsive and coordinated. Let's imagine a scenario. You're visiting your granddaughter's school concert. The parking lot is full. You have to walk 3 blocks. 5 years ago, you would have done it with ease. But now, halfway there, your legs feel sluggish, your knees ache, and your pace slows. It's frustrating. But what if you had been feeding your body anti-inflammatory, protein-rich salmon regularly? That same walk might have been a breeze. The joints more fluid, the muscles ready, the moment no longer filled with discomfort, but joy. Salmon is not just food, it's functional medicine. With every bite, you're reducing inflammation, reinforcing muscle tissue, and laying the groundwork for stronger bones and nerves. It's a reminder that nature offers powerful tools, and we simply have to choose them. You don't have to eat salmon every day, but a few servings a week can spark real change. Whether it's grilled, baked, or in a simple sandwich, make it part of your plan. Because when your legs are strong, your life expands. More walks, more family time, more freedom, and it all starts with a fork, a choice, and a little pink piece of power. Chapter 4: Greek yogurt, the protein powerhouse with probiotic benefits. Picture this. It's a quiet morning. You open the fridge, reach for a bowl of thick, creamy Greek yogurt, and top it with a few berries and a sprinkle of walnuts. It feels like a light breakfast, but in reality, you've just given your legs one of the most powerful boosts they can get. Greek yogurt is not just a dairy product, it's a muscle-repairing, gut-healing, bone-strengthening superfood, especially important for those over 60 who want to preserve leg strength and independence. Greek yogurt earns its strength from what sets it apart: concentrated protein, gut-friendly probiotics, and bone-building minerals. Let's begin with protein, because your legs crave it. Greek yogurt contains both whey and casein, 2 types of protein that work in tandem. Whey digests quickly, helping muscles recover after movement. Casein digests slowly, delivering a steady stream of amino acids that protect muscle from breakdown throughout the day. This is crucial because as we age, the balance between muscle breakdown and muscle building shifts, and not in our favor. Greek yogurt helps tip that balance back. But the benefits don't stop at protein. Greek yogurt is loaded with probiotics, beneficial bacteria that support digestion and nutrient absorption. Why does that matter for leg strength? Because if your gut can't absorb calcium, magnesium, or protein effectively, your muscles suffer, even if your diet looks perfect on paper. Think of it like this. You've been eating healthier lately, more veggies, more protein, but you still feel tired. You still wake up with sore legs. You wonder if your efforts are working. The missing piece? Your gut. A sluggish digestive system can rob your body of the very nutrients you're working hard to consume. Greek yogurt acts as a gut tune-up, supporting nutrient absorption so your muscles actually get the fuel you're feeding them. Then there's calcium, essential for bone strength. Without strong bones to support them, your leg muscles can't do their job properly. Weak bones mean wobbly posture, increased fall risk, and chronic fatigue. Greek yogurt delivers calcium in a bioavailable form your body can easily use. Finally, Greek yogurt provides vitamin B12, a nutrient many older adults are deficient in. B12 supports nerve health and energy metabolism. Without it, you might feel off balance, weak, or even dizzy, symptoms often mistaken as just getting old, when they're really just deficiency signs. If you're looking for one simple daily habit to protect your legs, make it a cup of Greek yogurt. It's not just food, it's muscle insurance, bone security, and digestive support in one smooth, creamy spoonful. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a complicated plan. You just need consistency, because one small change, practiced daily, can build a body that holds you up with strength and grace. Chapter 5: Spinach, the leafy green that fuels circulation and muscle performance. It doesn't look powerful. Just a handful of green leaves, often overlooked on the side of a plate. But what if I told you this simple plant, spinach, holds the key to stronger legs, smoother movement, and better circulation as you age? Spinach is more than a vegetable. It's a medicinal meal for your muscles. Rich in magnesium, nitrates, iron, and vitamin K, each playing a vital role in preserving mobility after 60. Let's begin with magnesium, a mineral that quietly runs the show inside your muscles. It regulates contraction and relaxation, ensuring your legs don't cramp, twitch, or feel stiff after even short periods of movement. Magnesium also supports the transmission of nerve signals, so your muscles respond accurately when you move. Without enough of it, even getting up from a chair can feel like lifting weights you never signed up for. But spinach's magic goes deeper. It contains natural nitrates, compounds that improve blood flow to your muscles by widening blood vessels. This boosts oxygen delivery, increases muscle efficiency, and reduces fatigue. When blood flows freely, your legs don't tire as quickly, and you recover faster from walking, stretching, or standing. Let's imagine this. You're in the kitchen preparing lunch. You reach down to pick up something you dropped, but your legs feel heavy. Like they aren't getting enough fuel. That tired leg sensation isn't just about muscle mass, it can also be about circulation. Spinach helps address that by supporting vascular function at its root. Now let's talk iron. It's the mineral your body uses to make red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your system. Low iron equals low energy. You feel it in your breath, in your pace, and most of all, in your legs. Many older adults unknowingly suffer from mild iron deficiency, especially women over 60. Spinach, especially when eaten with vitamin C-rich foods like tomatoes or citrus, enhances iron absorption and helps recharge your energy at the cellular level. Then there's vitamin K, the often forgotten bone builder. Vitamin K helps regulate how calcium is deposited in your bones, making them stronger, more stable, and less prone to fractures. Since your legs rely on a solid skeletal base, this matters more than you might think. Weak bones and weak muscles often appear together. Spinach targets both. And finally, spinach is rich in antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which help reduce oxidative stress in the body, a major contributor to aging muscles. Think of them as shields protecting your muscle tissue from damage caused by time, toxins, and tension. Spinach may not look like a miracle, but it acts like one. In just a few cups of fresh greens, you get everything your legs are quietly begging for: better blood flow, faster recovery, stronger contractions, and deeper resilience. Add it to your omelet, blend it into a smoothie, or toss it in a salad. Spinach adapts. But most importantly, it delivers. Don't underestimate the power of plants. Because sometimes, strength doesn't come in the form of medicine or machines. Sometimes, it grows in silence, in the soil, and ends up on your plate, waiting to wake your body up from the inside out. Chapter 6: Eggs complete nutrition for nerves, bones, and muscle repair. They're humble, ubiquitous, sometimes taken for granted, but eggs, those small, simple staples, hold a nutritional power that many seniors underestimate. For aging legs, they deliver something many other foods can't: a complete, concentrated package of protein, vitamins, and nerve-boosting nutrients that work in harmony to preserve strength and coordination. If there were one food to symbolize functional aging, the egg would be it. Let's start with what makes eggs exceptional. They're a complete protein source. That means they contain all 9 essential amino acids required for muscle repair, growth, and maintenance. As we age, our ability to build and preserve muscle declines. And when that decline affects the legs, we notice it in the form of fatigue, instability, or reduced endurance. Eggs help reverse that slope by giving your muscles exactly what they need: fuel for regeneration. But that's just the beginning. Eggs are also one of the best sources of choline, a nutrient many seniors don't even know they're missing. Choline is essential for producing acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that helps your nerves communicate with your muscles. Without enough choline, you may experience slower reflexes, reduced coordination, and muscle fatigue. You know that moment when your brain says, "move," but your legs don't respond as quickly? That could be a choline problem, not just old age. Now add vitamin D to the equation. Egg yolks naturally contain this bone-building nutrient, which plays a vital role in calcium absorption and muscle strength. For seniors, maintaining bone density is key to keeping leg muscles functional, because if the skeleton weakens, muscles lose their support system. Eggs also supply critical B vitamins, particularly B6 and B12. These help convert food into usable energy, build red blood cells, and maintain proper nerve function. A deficiency in these vitamins can lead to numbness in the legs, fatigue, and even balance issues. Let's visualize this. You're standing in the kitchen, reaching up to the cupboard, when suddenly you feel a wobble in your legs. Not pain, just unsteadiness. Not a loss of strength, but a lack of clarity between your brain and body. That's not random. That's what happens when your nervous system and muscle system aren't properly nourished. Eggs strengthen that communication line. They enhance clarity, response, and endurance, all crucial if you want to stay mobile, confident, and in control of your movements. In a world of trends and superfoods, it's easy to overlook the simple things. But eggs have stood the test of time because they work. They don't just feed your body, they support the full system that allows your legs to move, lift, balance, and recover. They're affordable, accessible, and when prepared the right way, boiled, poached, or scrambled in olive oil, they can become a daily foundation for strength. Don't wait until your steps feel uncertain. Don't assume fragility is your fate. Chapter 7: Beans, the plant-based muscle builder that also protects your heart. You might walk past them in the supermarket without a second thought: bags of lentils, cans of black beans, bowls of chickpeas. But these modest legumes may be one of the most underrated tools for leg strength, energy, and healthy aging. Beans are not just a side dish. They're a complete support system for your muscles, heart, and metabolism, all of which work together to keep your legs moving freely and confidently as the years go by. Let's begin with the most obvious strength: plant-based protein. Beans are one of the richest sources of non-animal protein available. That's important because many seniors begin to eat less meat, whether for budget, digestion, or personal choice. But less meat shouldn't mean less muscle. Beans help rebuild and maintain muscle tissue, including the large muscles in your thighs and calves that control walking, balance, and stability. And because they're rich in fiber, they offer slow-burning energy that keeps you active throughout the day, without the crashes that come from sugary foods. Now let's talk blood sugar. One hidden reason for leg weakness is fluctuating glucose levels. High blood sugar causes inflammation and nerve damage. Low blood sugar leaves you tired and wobbly. The fiber in beans slows digestion and helps regulate blood sugar, giving you steady, sustainable energy for movement. But that's not all. Beans are rich in potassium, a mineral that works with sodium to control muscle contractions and nerve signals. When potassium is low, you may feel cramps, weakness, or stiffness in your legs. Beans help restore balance, making every step feel smoother and more secure. And don't overlook iron, another major player in leg strength. Iron supports red blood cell production, which carries oxygen to your muscles. Without it, your legs tire faster, recover slower, and may even feel heavy or cold. Many seniors unknowingly suffer from mild anemia. Adding beans to your meals can help reverse that decline without the need for supplements. Now here's where it gets even more interesting: heart health. Your leg muscles can only be as strong as your circulation allows. The heart must pump oxygen-rich blood down to your legs, especially during movement. Beans contain soluble fiber that helps lower bad cholesterol, reduce blood pressure, and improve vascular flow. Strong circulation means more fuel to your legs, and fewer feelings of sluggishness, numbness, or tingling. Imagine this. It's a warm day, and you want to walk around the park. But halfway through, your legs start feeling like sandbags. You have the will, but your body can't keep up. That might not be about your age, it could be low iron, poor blood flow, or blood sugar dips. And all of those can be supported with beans. Beans are humble, but don't confuse simplicity with weakness. Each bite delivers a burst of plant-based protein, fiber, potassium, iron, and heart protective nutrients, all working in concert to keep your legs energized, coordinated, and strong. Whether you enjoy them in soups, stews, salads, or dips, beans adapt to your lifestyle. And they don't ask for much in return, just consistency. Chapter 8: The mighty walnut, the nut that guards your muscles and bones. When you think of walnuts, you probably imagine a snack or a holiday pie topping. But what if I told you these brain-shaped nuts are among the most powerful foods for keeping your legs strong after 60? Walnuts are more than just tasty. They are nutrient warriors packed with omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, protein, and antioxidants, all of which directly influence muscle performance, inflammation control, and bone stability. Let's break that down. Omega-3s reduce inflammation, which is a major enemy of muscle function in older adults. Chronic inflammation weakens your muscle tissue over time, making everyday actions, like standing up from a chair, more painful and difficult. Magnesium plays another crucial role. It regulates muscle contractions, preventing cramps, spasms, and the dreaded stiff legs syndrome that many seniors experience first thing in the morning. And protein? Your muscles are literally made of it. Walnuts supply plant-based protein that helps rebuild and maintain muscle fibers, especially important as you age and natural protein synthesis slows down. But here's the lesser-known secret. Walnuts also benefit bone health. Studies show that certain compounds in walnuts stimulate osteoblast activity, the process of building new bone cells. And with stronger bones beneath your muscles, your legs gain the structural support they need. Now picture this. You're about to climb a flight of stairs. You hesitate, not because of your age, but because your legs don't feel strong. But over time, if you've made small adjustments, adding a handful of walnuts daily to your diet, you might just notice the difference. No shaking knees, no need to hold the railing, just strength and confidence. You don't need a supplement. You don't need a complex meal plan. You just need a handful of walnuts a day. These tiny nuts pack a punch in rebuilding what aging tries to take away. They calm your inflammation, energize your muscles, and even strengthen your bones. And if you eat them consistently, you're not just fueling your legs, you're reclaiming your freedom to move. One step at a time. There comes a moment in every life when we must stop waiting for strength to return and start choosing to build it. One bite and one step at a time. Your legs, once so quick and effortless, may now feel slower, heavier, more hesitant, but that doesn't mean they're finished. It means they're asking for your attention, your care, your nourishment. Because the truth is this: strength doesn't disappear overnight. It fades slowly, quietly, when we stop feeding it, physically and mentally. But just as it fades, it can return, with walnuts to fight inflammation, salmon to repair tissue, yogurt to restore your gut, spinach to carry oxygen where it's needed, eggs to fuel your nerves, beans to rebuild muscle, and bananas to power your every move. Your legs can regain the vitality you thought was lost. You don't need a miracle. You just need momentum. Let today be the day you choose to rise with purpose, to eat with intention, and to walk with the quiet confidence of someone who knows the best years are not behind you. They're the ones you're still strong enough to walk toward. Don't just grow older, grow stronger. Because aging isn't the end of strength. It's the moment you learn what real strength truly means. And if this video gave you even one insight that moved you, helped you, or inspired you, please subscribe to Daily Elder Advice right now. Your support keeps this channel alive. Your feedback helps us help more people. And your presence here? It means you're not giving up. Drop a comment below. Which of these 7 foods do you already love? Which one will you try tomorrow? Let's make this a conversation, not just a lesson. Because together, we're not just aging, we're aging stronger, wiser, and more empowered than ever.